Hey, it's Daniel. In this video, I will show you how to generate product descriptions using a simple Conbase.ai pipeline. So the first step is to add a project. So click here on the Add Project button, add a fitting name like Summer Collection 2025, for example, and hit Enter. So this will now create the project, and the next step is to add your data. Click on the Add CSV button here. Now you can select your product data. This will now process your data, and you will see it here in a second. Alright, so the data was processed. You can see now here the pretty basic data, like the product name, base description here, really short, nothing special. The price, material, color, dimensions, so really simple data. So the next step is to go here to the pipeline. That's where you can configure your prompts. In this case, as you will see now, we don't have any prompts at the moment because it's a completely new account. But we could create now here a new prompt. But in this case, I will just go to the prompt library here. Since we want to generate product descriptions for this data, we have some templates we can just simply use. For example, here the product description generation prompt, or if I would do this for Amazon, for example, I could choose the Amazon listing generation prompt. And I click here on copy. All right, so now I have access to this prompt in my own library, and let's use the metadata generation prompt as well. Alright, so now we have copied both prompts to our own account. Let's go back to the project. So when we go now back here to the pipeline, we see the step from before, but now we can select the two prompts that we just copied. So let's first select the product description generation prompt. All right, so what you see here is the three main parts of a prompt. The first one is the instruction. So you see here a very simple instruction for this example to just generate a SEO optimized product description. Then the second step here or part is the data template, meaning here we decide which data from our uploaded data should be used as inputs, so to say. All right, we will say the product name, the base description, the price not, because we don't want that the price is mentioned in the product description since it can change, the material, the color, and the dimensions and weight can be used as well. So now that we have added here the column variables, when the AI is processing later the table, for each row it will then fill in this information from your input data. So the last part here is the output structure. So here you could add multiple columns that contain then the results of this prompt. In this case, we just need one column. It's the product description column, and it's a new column in this case. And in here, we just have like an example of how the product description should look like. So now we have all the important information. Here we have some settings that we can choose. The processing mode, we don't want to have it scheduled. We want it instantly. So let's choose here the model. We will keep it on GPT-4o for now. The integration mode, fill if empty, is fine because we are creating new data, and we can now save this prompt. All right, now we have saved the first prompt. We can add now the second step for the meta description and the meta title. So let's choose the metadata generation prompt. Here the same thing, we have a simple instruction that explains how to generate the meta title and the meta description. For example, here it should not be longer than 60 to 70 characters. Then again here we say now which columns should be used as inputs. And what's special now is that we have access to the product description that will be generated by the first prompt. So even if at the moment we actually don't have it in the table as inputs, you can still access it, because in the moment that the second prompt will be executed, the first prompt already generated the new available column. So here we will say, okay, let's use a little bit of the base information, the product name and the base description, and then we can choose the product description as well. And here the same thing as before, we have this time 2 columns that will be the outputs. The meta title will have this structure here, and the meta description will use this format. All right, so now we will say here as well, instant, GPT-4 is fine, fill if empty is fine, and let's save this prompt. All right, so now we have saved both prompts here. We can save now the pipeline. All right, so now we have saved everything, and we can go now here to the row selection. Let's just say to select all rows in this case. Apply selections. Here we have an overview again. So we see 2 prompts will be executed, the settings for the prompt. Then we see the affected columns. In this case, we have 3 new columns that will be added. And we are processing the rows 1 to 15. So now we will click on Start Processing, and we can see now here the processing log appearing in a second, and I will be back as soon as the pipeline was processed. See you in a second. Okay, and we are back now, and the pipeline was executed successfully. So now let's check the generated data. Let's click here on Preview Data. And what you can see now is that, well, the initial data, the initial columns are still here, but additionally on the back 3 columns got added: the product description, the meta title, and the meta description. And what we can see now is that all the product descriptions have the same style and format, the same with the meta titles, all are structured the same. And of course the meta description as well. And that's how easy you can generate and enrich data with Conbase.ai. I hope you liked the video. Feel free to sign up, and if you have any questions, you can contact us at support@conbase.ai.